Welcome back. We spent a lot of time, I mean a lot of time, discussing the Trump economic bill as it wound its way through Congress. Well, now it is law, and it will, in ways large and small, change your world. So every night this week, we are going to take a long look at parts of this new law. We might even come with a catchy name and might even build a fancy graphic to go with it. Stay tuned for that possibly earth-shattering set of events. But before that, we start tonight with some of the tax changes. Last week, the Social Security Administration said the new law eliminates federal income taxes on most retirees' benefits. President Trump has also said it gets rid of taxes on tips. Well, that is not exactly the case. For more, I want to turn to CBS MoneyWatch correspondent Kelly O'Grady. Kelly, explain how this new law does or does not eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits.
So it doesn't technically eliminate those taxes. You're not going to see a bonus check or another lump sum in your Social Security check that you get each month. What it does is allow up to a $6,000 tax deduction from your federal income taxes. So there's a couple stipulations, though. You have to be 65 years or older, and you have to make $75,000 or less to reap the full benefits of that $6,000 deduction. $150,000 if you are filing jointly and you're married. So certainly you are going to see a benefit. It's going to make things better. You're going to have more money in your pocket at the end of the year if you do, sort of fall within those areas. But I think it's really important that you're not actually removing the tax on that check that you're receiving every month. It's an important nuance in how that bill handles this.
So you're probably going to have to consult either an accountant or financial advisor for absolute clarity on your particular situation. How about taxes on tips? Sounds like there's some fine print to consider and reconcile ourselves to there as well.
Well, lucky for you, Major, I always like to read the fine print before I come
You do.
on your show.
That's why I turn to you almost every night on this program.
So yes, very similarly, there are stipulations. If I go and make $100,000 in tips, it's not going to be like I'm getting no tax on that. So for tax on tips, it's up to $25,000 where you aren't going to receive tax. You're going to be able to deduct that. For overtime pay, it's $12,500. The really important part, though, is this is just federal income tax. You're still going to have to pay out the benefits to Social Security and Medicare. When you look at your check and you see all of that money coming out, this just has to deal with the federal income tax. And I will highlight there's already about a third of folks that do reap a portion of their income from tips that don't make enough money to qualify for federal income tax. So this is really going to benefit sort of those middle of the road folks who are seeing a portion of their income from tips, but also have another job on the side.
Very quickly, Kelly, talk to us about ways in which this law kind of breaks with Republican tradition when it comes to taxation and questions therein.
Two areas. One, there are a number of carve-outs for very specific niche things. That's something that we have seen GOP lawmakers lament about in the past when it's been Democratic spending bills. And then the other big one is just how much that this is projected to add to the budget deficit. I mean, certainly you look back over the last few presidencies, Democratic or Republican, they have added to the budget deficit. But oftentimes we hear from Republican lawmakers that's something that they don't want to do. This is projected to add nearly $4 trillion.
If the economic growth is booming, maybe not so much, but if it isn't, there will be a deficit issue for all of us to confront. Kelly O'Grady, I appreciate it as always. Thanks so very much.